Hey everybody, I want to talk about the dangers of being an offense. This is totally different than my normal videos, but something's happening in my life and I'm going to share with you the way I choose to deal with it because I believe that there are times when things happen to us negatively. First off, 90% of any problem that comes in your life is how you react to it. 90% of the problem. 10% really is just the problem. 90% of the problem is how you react to it. And something is happening and it's getting a little bigger. I'm being ghosted. I think ghosting is a very interesting concept in this day and age because in a big city, it's easy to sort of ghost you. In a small town, it's a little hard because you're going to run into the people, right? But I think it's an incredibly childish way. It's not how an adult should act in this world. If you have a problem with someone, you should say something rather than acting like a child. But this video is going to be about carrying someone else's offense or being offended, period, by somebody, and what it can actually do to your mind and keep you away from success. So, trying to keep this real light because I don't want anyone knowing who these people are. But recently, I've noticed that I'll text somebody and they don't text back, or I'll call them and they push it straight to voicemail. All right. People are busy. I do that, when I'm like recording, I'm like, I can't take this phone call because I'm recording from my phone. Totally get it. But the other day, it started happening with a couple of people in my life. And I searched myself first to go, okay, did I do something to offend them? I know I didn't. Really searched myself. And I get that people are busy because I get so many emails and phone calls. I can't answer them all. As a matter of fact, right before the recording of this, when I hit the record button, I called someone to apologize to them because they've called me 3 times and I haven't called them back. And I said, man, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to ghost you or ignore you. My mind is so full of stuff. My life, it's just like, man, the pressure on my mind. And I can only take so much bandwidth, from other humans. And so can't answer the phone for everyone. So I apologize to this person. It was nothing they did, right? It's just me. So I'm searching myself and I'm starting to see this sort of pattern with other people. And I'm going, these are people that I've tried to help sincerely. And actually, I know that I have helped. I know 100% I've helped. There's nothing, but I know that they have outside influences affecting them. People that don't like me. That's okay. There's lots of people that don't like me. How many of you have people that don't like, just say that I do, the people that just don't like you, right? It may be warranted. A lot of the times it's honestly not warranted, but what's happening is they're offended. Something you did offended them, even if you didn't know. And what happens is it festers inside of them to the point where they get so upset and so offended and angry, they start having conversations with themselves. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm that kind of guy that has conversations, I should have said this and I would have done this. And oh gosh. And I learned a long time ago from a pastor, an amazing guy that actually has went a separate way in life, down an interesting trail. And he's no longer a pastor. And it's sad because he taught me a lot. And one thing he said was, when you grab onto offense, you're offended by someone because a friend tells a story of somebody that offended them or hurt them or cheated them. And it's obviously a one-sided story, but there's times where you sort of grab onto that offense and you own it yourself. And now you don't want to talk to that person really without getting down to the bottom of it. And I've seen that destroy relationships. I've seen liars destroy relationships. Liars are insecure, right? How many people know a pathological liar? I know a handful of them. They have a problem with lying. Their tongue is trying to destroy other people because they're so insecure inside. They can't get a grip of that, and they lie. And there are people that I've done business with that have gotten offended with me, and I am very straightforward because I want to be an adult, a man. A man gets down to the root of an issue, and if and bears the truth, right? And I've done that before where I've gotten like, hey, let's get everybody in a room right here and let's all talk. And you can usually tell the liar lashes out and gets angry, or doesn't want to meet. I don't want anything to do with you guys. You're all crazy. You're like, okay, we can already see everybody else wants to get into the room. You said something. it's going to be outed right now because 4 or 5 people are like, yeah, that guy said that. And, and it's like, all right, so obviously we can all separate now. And I don't need that kind of person in my life. We don't need liars in our lives. We don't need people that carry offense in our lives. Well, when you get, the more successful you get in life, the more this type of personality will be drawn out of the woodworks. And the other day I texted both people and I said, hey, with one guy, he's a well-meaning person, and we definitely go off on different tangents, but he's one of those guys that preaches. He's a preacher style, and he, how we started talking is he said, hey, God told me I can talk to you. I'm like, oh, cool, and help you with some stuff, and you're gonna help me, and it was great. And then all of a sudden, just fell off the face of the planet. I was just like, texting, no answer, text, no answer. Then I'd call, no answer, and then finally, yesterday, I went to both of these gentlemen that totally ghosted me, and I said to one, I said, hey, I'm just curious, did God tell you to stop conversing with me? I'm super curious. So I got a feeling that's why. And I personally do not believe that's how God works, but well, wait a minute, hold on now. Let me clarify that. There are people that are dangerous in our lives, that are bad influences, and I believe that the prompting of the Holy Spirit can show us that and go, maybe I just need to stay away from that person for a season or permanently, right? Well, obviously I didn't get an answer. That's a direct question. To another person I texted and I said, hey, I just want to make sure that we're good. Like, are you cool? Like, I haven't, heard from you. I just been reaching out, haven't heard, are we good? No answer. And in this day and age, when people see the text and how long time goes, and you just know, right? Okay, fine. It's official. Copy. If you can't even answer a straightforward question like that, obviously you got some stuff going on inside of you. But this is the most important part. I have to make a conscious decision every time. And I prayed about a month ago when this started happening. And I go, God, I don't want to be an offense. I don't want to be offended. I don't know what this person's going through. I don't know why they're choosing not to, talk to me or not talk to me or treat me this way. But I can't be an offense. Because what happens is when we're angry and we're upset and we're thinking about that kind of stuff, we can't be thinking about the most amazing things of life, the opportunities that are abounding around us, the new people to meet. I just went into a bagel place. Oh, look at that. I love these little cups. Hey, how you doing? Einstein's Bagels. And I had a bagel. And I sat there and I had to make a conscious decision, especially before I wanted to get my mind right for this video, and it's probably not coming out the right way. But I sat down and I put my phone down and I wanted to smile at every single person in the room. Some people I smiled at, they smiled back. Some people gave me the head nod. A couple of officers here gave me the head nod. And one lady just looks right down. And I'm trying my hardest to read the room, but also be open to a new introduction, new meeting. And when we've got things bogging us down in life, problems, offenses, we're dealing with people in our lives that are toxic, right? We do need to step back from them. And there's going to be some people that step back from you. And I think the best advice I could give you is try your hardest not to be offended. I've learned a lot over the last 4 years. As a matter of fact, the channel just turned 4 2 days ago. An awesome subscriber called me and reminded me of that. He said, dude, your channel turns 4 in 2 days. I'm like, I didn't even realize that. I forgot. I knew it was coming. But in the 4 years, I've learned a lot, and I've had to deal with a lot of stress, right? Anyway, that's not about me, but it's, well, I want to share my issues so that you either A, feel normal, or B, you could learn something from it, right? And one of the things I've had to learn is as you become more and more successful, people around you get more and more jealous. And you've probably, type 3, if you remember, I've always tried to highlight new channels or encourage people to start channels, social media channels. And I want to encourage them to be big, big and successful, and, show them the business of social media, but also how to be successful in your mind and peaceful, but how to help and impact other people's lives. So I'm always trying to highlight people. right? Well, what I've seen, and it comes out in speech patterns, it's really interesting because there's a lot more to me than that meets the eye. Truthfully honest, I do have an uncanny ability to put information together and explain it in a digestible form. I do have an intellectual side that I don't really let out on the channel, quite frankly. And the reason why is because I need somebody to ask me questions for me to, I know it sounds crazy, but the way I live my life, it's just so last minute. When intellectuals ask me questions, I give them an intellectual answer. But I can never get those type of people to ask me questions online. And I see in speech patterns that people that are building their way up, they get very jealous of what's going on this channel. This success, the subscriber growth, the views are not because of me. I met a awesome follower of this channel the other day at a gun show. I was checking out freedom seeds and boom boom sticks and, just keeping the government at bay all the time, right? With every purchase we make. But sorry, it's not an advertisement for freedom. And he said, I watch you every day. And it's still the most humbling, crazy, weirdest thing for me because I'm like, I don't know why anyone would watch me. But I can tell you this. The success of this channel is because I'm being blessed by God. This channel is being blessed. As more and more of you get to know each other around the country when we do these meetups, I get emails from people that say, I met so-and-so at the Dallas meetup 2.5 years ago. We're like super close friends and we're working together now. I know people that have become business partners and sold everything they had and moved across the country and built a business. See, that's not me. But what happens is people get offended by that. There are people that I've helped that have amazing content. So much better than mine. Matter of fact, I think I'm in the lowest tier. You got everybody else right here and the ninja. All right. And they get angry and they'll talk to me and just through the words. This is why I used to do really well and I still do in boardrooms. I'm good at reading people's linguistics, the pitch of their voice and their body language to tell me what they're thinking. And it's really cool to be able to navigate around that kind of stuff, right? And they'll say, like, why are you growing so fast and I'm not? And then they'll laugh. That wasn't a joke. And the more successful you get, the more people get angry. Rather than look at themselves and really go, what am I doing? They're like, why is that person getting this and I'm not? And what happens is they get super offended or they start hanging out with somebody new that's constantly an offense. Like I know some YouTubers that they are constantly offended by everything. They're just angry and bitter and angry, and they attract that same type of person. I just want to be open, super stoked on life and looking for opportunities. Understanding there's bad stuff all over the world. Yes, there's crap going on. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to take that crap. Well, that doesn't work. We're going to take lemons and make lemonade because I don't want to take crap and make anything out of it because that would just be crappy. But turn the lemons into lemonade. Let's just go out and crush it. I've crushed it on 2 cycles now, economic cycles. Now I just want to take the rest of the world with me, right? And there are some things like with my courses I get super serious about and take that very serious. That's the teacher side of me. But with these channels, yeah, they're growing. And I'm super stoked. Every time I get to meet one of you on the street, you're all amazing human beings. It's super cool. But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Like attracts like. Do you agree with that? Type 5 if you agree with that. And if you're in a moment right now where you're carrying someone else's offense because someone told you how someone else screwed them and you're offended at them, I'd be very careful about that. Or if you're offended at someone because they offended you, you're wasting valuable space up here and in your heart. It's going to destroy you. It's like a slow rotting, and I lost it because I was looking at it, but there are Bible verses about this. Man, a wise man is slow to speak and quick to listen. Think about that. Slow to speak and quick to listen. A wise man. The other verse about being an offense. Man, I wish I had it. It was on the phone that I'm recording on. But there are amazing Bible verses. And here's the cool thing. Here's the greatest thing about the Bible. You want to hear the greatest thing about the Bible? You don't even have to believe it. You don't have to believe in a God that created you to open that Bible up and go, yeah, that makes sense. Am I reading another one? Yeah, like just go to the book of Proverbs. If you don't believe in God, I'm not here to preach to you. But I'm telling you what, you want to see something that will change your life today. I can guarantee you this is the easiest thing. Just the ninja said it. You got to try it. If you don't believe in God, you're like, I don't think there's a God. Okay, no problem. Just go to book of Proverbs and just start reading it and saying, but Ninja says that if I read this book, this chapter in this book, I'll be like, whoa, that's really going to help me. It's like, it's truth. You can't deny truth, right? And so you just start reading and you're like, a wise man sees trouble ahead and moves to avoid it, yet a fool runs headlong into it. Well, it's like food to my soul, food to my mind. And look, I get called a Bible thumper all the time. Like, man, I wouldn't know how to thump you because I barely read my Bible, and I should read more because it's amazing truth. I'm just being totally honest with you. And there are people that are running around offended about that too. I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like, that's why they're not successful. They're sitting around angry and bitter. And so remember, you show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you your future. I do have to guard myself with whom I really talk to, who I confide in, because they're either going to give me sound advice that I don't have to take, but I can chew on it, right? I can take it under advisement. Or I could go and hang out with a bunch of people that are just sort of fools and sitting in their folly. There are people that are just, I got to tell you this story. I'm sitting down with a fire chief the other day. We're having a drink, we're talking. And he was telling me about, as we get older, especially those of us in the fire service, you start to have a lot more wisdom because you just had more happen to you, right? Yet there's a big difference between someone that takes all the lessons and the beatings in life and the success and formulates a conclusion, and those that just can't get it. They just don't get it. Well, he's in a course about leadership. And he's telling me he's in the course and he's a chief and he's teaching all of these new firefighter recruits. And he says, look, and I think he said he pulled his brass off to prove a point. I've seen this before in courses. I'm going to pull my brass off and set it down. I was once at your rank. I'm not a fire chief right now. We're going to talk about leadership. I want you to ask me anything you want. No repercussions. And there's a whole bunch of the cadre, the teaching cadres there. And some firefighters asked, what were your greatest failures and your greatest successes? And so he starts rolling through all the success. He goes, yeah, I had this happen. Oh, crap. Nope, that blew up in my face. And he goes, and he's trying to think of, this didn't work out. That didn't work out. He goes, I pretty much conned my way up the ladder a couple times where I convinced them to promote me. He goes, I to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of successes. You may look at me like I'm paraphrasing here because I've got all this, the white shirt on the bugles and all this stuff and all the gold badge, not a silver badge. But I really don't have a lot of success. And so this brand new chief, comes up, and there's a lot of people here that can identify with what I'm about to say. And now my friend was the first chief to be asked this question. He's like, just sort of detonated. He's like, I don't really got a lot of success, to be honest with you. I couldn't think that fast. This young chief walks up and goes, I succeeded here. I succeeded there. I succeeded over there. I succeeded here. Sounded like a Dr. Seuss book, I imagine. I succeeded everywhere. I succeeded on a box. I succeeded under a box, whatever. And then the next question comes to him, and they go, well, then what was your greatest failures? And he goes, I really have never failed. And it's funny because then all of a sudden, because I start dying laughing because I already know this type of personality. And all the older chiefs are just like, yeah, we got your number. And it would have been great if the next chief would have came up and said, I can actually tell you his greatest failure is not being able to recognize a failure. And that's what'll get you killed. That's what will get you hurt. Because there are people in this world that just want to puff up their shoulders and be amazing because they're insecure. And all of what we're talking about, liars, people being offended, people bragging, right? It all comes down to your insecurity level. Like, there's people all day long that every day I get the "you're fat" comments, or "you got the," I definitely got the goiter here, or my hair, right? They all, there's one really cool thing in common with every single one that puts a bad comment on, a mean comment, and it's okay. I'm not offended by it. Yeah, I'm overweight. I'm 6'1". I'm 248 pounds. Jeez, I'm overweight. I should be 210, but I'm not. So, but my point being is that none of them have a profile pic or a real name on them, right? And so I get that. And these are people that just like, oh, they feel good. They feel, and I go, man. And every once in a while I get that in public. Someone will say that to me and I'll look at them and I say, do you feel good about yourself today? Does that make you feel good? And they're just like, oh crap, what do I do with this? I'm like, yeah, I get it. Copy. Look at me. Jeez. But did it make you feel good? Do you feel better about yourself that you could push that off on me? I hope everything in life's going well. Boy, that just rattles people. But every single one of these things come down to insecurity. So once you see the root cause of somebody ghosting you, or somebody being offended by you, or somebody lying to you, it's their insecurity. And once you know what's going on, you go, it makes it that much easier for me not to be pissed off. So look, do me a favor, and if this spoke to you, say this was for me. Let me know down in the comments, because I want to make content about being successful financially, but I don't want any of you losing your spouses. I don't want any one of you losing your children. I want you to grow healthy and be amazing and change this world. And that is why this channel will keep being a success, because I really, truly know the only way we can change this world is if we inspire each other. We build each other up. We don't lie to each other. All that crap. We're Ninja Nation. We're a group of people around the world. I don't care about your sex. I don't care about your race. I don't care about what country you live in. I don't care about your creed. I care about your heart. I care that you're prepared, you're not scared, and you're going to run headlong into this battle. We were born for a day like today. Say amen if you completely agree with that. It's very true. Now I'm going to go to the gun show and buy some freedom seeds. I hope you guys have some great days. God bless y'all. Ninja is out.